Peace, legacy building lady, tapping in on this lovely, magical Mercury day. Wanted to share a little bit about my story. I think I've shared it throughout my content, but a little bit about me. I'm currently a past life regressionist, subconscious consultant, tarot consultant, but my background is actually like life insurance, still a licensed agent, notary, traditional corporate background, worked in retail, hospitality, sales, like you name it. I have like a rich background, like customer service, bring back customer service, but no, whatever, customer service. So anyway, I have a rich background, experience, exposure. However, in recent years, I wanted to take a deeper dive in my evolutionary or personal development journey. Because ever since I've been in my early 20s, or when I was in my earlier 20s, what am I saying? When I was in my early 20s, because I am a 41-year young babe, and I do mean it both ways, baby. But babe in the sense that, you know, we have experience and exposure just for being here for the duration of time we have in this realm during this time. But we're still babes. Like, we have so much to learn about, so much to grow into, while we're here. So through my work, just helping you to maximize your journey, really get familiar with yourself, remember who you are, and just really dive all into your power and being your power, and just really maximize your experience here. Um, so, with all that, my journey has been a bit interesting. Like, I've always considered myself super duper, like, you know, ambitious, competitive, driven, seeking to be self sufficient. But unbeknownst to myself, or just me not being aware, um, how I processed aspects of my life at a very young age um, really influenced how I was showing up on a conscious and subconscious level. And so, through the work of learning how my subconscious works, through becoming a past life regressionist, through just really familiarizing myself with how to really tap in with that with myself, learn to better communicate with it, guide it, just better govern myself, it's been so incredibly telling and just impactful overall because I want to make sure I don't leave anything out, so I'm looking down at my notes. But I knew I needed answers. I just didn't know really how to go about getting them. And when I say I was into personal development, again, my background is insurance. So in that particular company, we were super huge on personal development, like making your car a rolling university. Jim Rohn, Bob Proctor, like like any and everybody, of course, Tony, like everybody that you're familiar with in that space, listening to them all the time, um, putting myself out there for the business, getting out, meeting people. But I had this energy about me that just was, to be quite honest, a repellent. Like, people didn't want to be around it. Like, I'm approaching you saying, hey, I want you to be, want you to be my client, but they don't feel my confidence in myself. They don't feel that, or they feel my uncertainty, my self-doubt. That's what I was putting out there heavily for quite some time. I did I would say after at least maybe a decade or so in that, because I went through different different aspects of that journey. Because at one point I had a partner, then I was solo. But in my solo journey, combined with my partnership journey, it took me about, well, no, I had a fresh start. Let me take that back. So, well, they're accumulative because the reason I'm going to accumulate them or say the experience with a partner, because throughout all of that time, that's the combined amount of hours I put into listening to different audios, combined amount of investment in, going to different events, getting information. So throughout that course of time, combined, there was a lot of new information that I processed and worked on helping myself to evolve and become better. So putting them together, um, yeah, it was about a decade that I started to see a little bit of success, but that uncertainty was there. Like, because as soon as I built myself up through all the diligence and work ethic I had, my stuff came crashing down because I had in short form, my subconscious was not in agreement with my conscious mind. My conscious mind was doing all the work, all the action, saying they wanted these things to happen, but the subconscious is like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You're telling yourself a story. That is not the script that we have over here. We are running a different program, running a whole different script than this whole kind of thing that you got going on. So they were fighting each other. Because when we say me versus me or you versus you, it's totally a thing. Because it's all about what's going on in your inner world or your subconscious. Because it's regulating most of your existence. So, in knowing that I needed these answers, I've been on a diligent and consistent journey. I'm grateful for my Reiki gentleman that I work with, Damien Basquet, Innate Wholeness Balance, IWB, but Innate Wholeness and Balance, Damien Basquet. You can find him, but I work with him for a while. Getting my just getting more familiar with my energy and cleansing some things out. That's what he really helped me to do, and I'm so grateful for his time and his work. And then more recently, me learning about past life regression. That work has really been transformational. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's incredible. The awareness I have now and the remembering I'm going through and steadily building upon with having the initial remembering that I had after the deep, consistent, what people may call inner work, shadow work, but working and getting familiar with myself, asking myself the questions like, why is this jealousy coming up for you? Or why do you feel jealous? Why do you feel insecure? Why do you feel limited in this way? Why do you feel like you can't do this? Where is this stemming from? Where is this coming from? What are the origins of all these things, right? So really getting as deep as I could with myself to get to the bottom of what was holding me back or hindering me. That work paired with the past life regressions really helped me to get all of that out and really remember more of my power, more of who I am, more knowing of my power and what I'm capable of being and doing. And I feel like that's so incredibly important because many of us, like myself, we've limited ourselves, not because there's really any limits, but we put limits on ourselves. So really learning to break the inner shackles, get you to see who you really are on an innate level, like what is inside of you, who you really are that you need to remember, so that version of you can really show up and take the world by storm. Like you can be the most incredible dancer, the most incredible actor, the most incredible athlete, the most incredible author, the most incredible you name it, whatever it is you want to do, fashion, whatever you're into, you're so incredibly capable of doing that. Now, of course, if you tap in with some of my stuff, your energy profile or your energy expression will regulate those things too. Like, Virgos have a thing for aesthetics. I'm going to say that. I feel like we just can look at things and just know that's on point or that works or whatever the case may be. We're very aesthetically inclined, I feel, as Virgos, and feel free to chime in. And I'm not saying we're the only sign, but that's just an attribute. And I would say Leos too, because I have a Leo moon. So I feel like all these things factor into how your energy expresses. So factoring all that in, but being able to assess like where can you shine? Where can you show up? But anyway, that's what I want to talk about today. And again, I'm a subconscious consultant, past life regressionist, tarot consultant, evolutionary coach. Definitely tap in with me if you feel we may be a great fit to work together. I would love the opportunity to work with you in that capacity in that way. And until the next video, peace.